Hello, it's me and I've decided to challenge myself walking 10,000 steps every day for 30 consecutive days. If you're interested in following my progress, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to leave a comment. The idea didn't come to me all of a sudden. Like many, I kept putting it off, but I finally made a decision. I dressed warmly and went out for a walk. If you're wondering why I bundled up on such a sunny day, it's because I'm feeling a little under the weather. To avoid making things worse, I decided to be cautious. I wore sneakers that my parents bought for me on sale for 3 or 7 euros, and as it turned out, there was a reason they were so cheap. After just a few kilometers, my feet started sweating and my heels were getting rubbed raw. Barely making it home, I swapped them out for more comfortable shoes. Nevertheless, I had to cut my walk short and stay home for a while. But in the evening, I gathered my strength and managed to finish my task for the day. By the way, here's what my weight looks like at the start of the experiment. I decided to start walking not because people on the internet recommend it, but because my sedentary lifestyle is getting out of control, which concerns me. My body weight is increasing and my musculoskeletal system is weakening, which could lead to health problems. In fact, I already have issues with weakened hip joint muscles, so walking is a crucial step for me. The second day started with a warm-up because my legs were sore from yesterday's walk. To avoid this problem in the future, I decided to stretch my muscles properly before heading out. The weather wasn't ideal, it was raining and a strong wind was blowing, but I was determined to get my 10,000 steps in. Along the way, a dog briefly joined me. I still don't understand how it managed to walk in such heavy rain. When I reached an open field, the rain let up a little, but the wind picked up so much that I was almost blown away. In the evening, I decided to go play basketball, but on the way I realized I still needed to meet my step goal. So I grabbed my bike and walked instead. At first it was chilly but not unbearable. However, on the way back, I got so cold that the first thing I did when I got home was make myself a hot cup of tea with lemon. A sedentary lifestyle has become quite common these days, especially since all we need are our phones and some tasty snacks to fill content. However, this kind of lifestyle can lead to serious health issues, such as diabetes and cancer. The third day began with a business meeting I had to attend in a neighboring town. Instead of using local transport for the short trip, I decided to take advantage of the opportunity and walk. The distance was perfect for a stroll. On the way back, I came across a large canal, which looked really beautiful. After walking along it for a bit, I headed to the store and then made my way to the station to wait for my boss. In the afternoon, I worked on filming a video. By the way, it's already up on my channel, so feel free to check it out. After finishing the shoot, I completed my step count for the day and met my goal. Unfortunately, I don't have a smartwatch to track my steps, so my phone steps in to help. I have to carry it around constantly, though sometimes I forget it, especially when going to the store, which can be pretty frustrating. On the plus side, I also use my phone to film videos, so I need to have it with me regardless. The fourth day greeted me with beautiful weather. The sun was shining brightly, and I was able to go for a walk in just a t-shirt. In the evening, I went out for another walk, though I didn't record it on a video because I was on the phone the whole time. Despite that, I set a personal record for the past few days, managing to walk 18,000 steps. The fifth day was similar to the previous ones. I went for a walk again, but at some point, my right foot started to hurt, making it quite difficult to walk. Nevertheless, I managed to surpass my daily step goal. The following day was less active. I only walked 3,900 steps, as the pain in my foot got worse, so I decided not to push myself too hard. From the first few days, I started to notice that walking takes up a lot of time, especially when you don't have anywhere specific to go but still need to hit your step goal. It's not the best feeling, especially when you could be spending that time on something more productive. So I definitely need to find a way to manage this better. On the 7th day, I arrived at my destination for something exciting. Forklift driving lessons. Looks like my blogging career is temporarily on hold. Jokes aside, I spent almost the entire day, around 8 hours, in special shoes which were incredibly heavy. Despite that, I managed to walk 4,000 steps. The 8th day wasn't the best. I wasn't feeling well, but I still decided to go for a walk. Unfortunately, I only made it to 5,000 steps, which was a bit disappointing. But as they say, it is what it is. While 10,000 steps isn't something scientists specifically recommend, it just sounds cool as a slogan. On average, the ideal number of steps per day is considered to be around 7,500. The 9th day went much better. I took my main walk in the morning when the weather was just perfect. Hopefully, I'll be able to walk in a t-shirt again soon. In the afternoon, I made a few trips to the store and ran some errands, which helped increase my overall step count. On the 10th day, I decided to spend most of the day at home and only go for a walk in the evening. However, I missed misjudged my energy and time a bit, so I ended up walking just over 8,000 steps, falling short of my goal. The goal of this challenge is to integrate this habit into my daily life because movement is life. I don't want to dedicate a specific time for it, but rather make it a routine, walking every morning to fully wake up and every evening to relax. The 11th day started with a daytime walk, and in the evening I went out again to enjoy the sunset. Just look at how beautiful it was. Have you ever seen anything like it? Unfortunately, the camera couldn't capture all the colors, but it was truly breathtaking. In the end, I walked over 12,000 steps, making up for yesterday's shortfall. The 12th day started with a workout, which left me feeling quite tired. After that, I had a lot of errands to run, so I didn't need to spend extra time walking. I hit my step goal naturally throughout the day. On the 13th day, I started developing a walking plan to efficiently combine it with work and relaxation, without sacrificing my mood. During the day in pleasant weather, I walked about 5,000 steps, and I completed the remaining steps in the evening, though it was incredibly cold. One downside I've noticed is when it's already late at night, and I still have nearly 10,000 steps to go. There was one day when this really discouraged me from continuing the challenge, but I didn't give up because stopping is not an option. The 14th day was eventful. I went to take an exam, and to my surprise, I passed with a high score. Soon I'll be receiving my forklift certification. That evening I went for a walk and completed my step goal. On the 15th day I stuck to my new strategy, a morning walk to wake up my body and an evening walk to relax both body and mind. In the end I walked almost 15,000 steps, a symbolic number for such a day. The 16th day started with rain and I got soaked during my morning walk. However, by the evening the weather improved and I went out again, this time to play basketball. This helped me reach my step count for the day. To make walking more enjoyable and to cover the distance without rushing, I often listen to podcasts or study material, but most of the time I talk to someone on the phone, which made the time fly by and, most importantly, made it fun. Sometimes I would simply enjoy the surrounding nature, though I should probably do that more often. It's important to learn to appreciate what you have. The 17th day didn't start off well. I woke up late and felt exhausted. Still, I went out for a walk right away. By the way, what do you think of my hairstyle? I'm thinking of growing my hair out, but honestly I'm starting to not look like myself. So sometimes I feel like cutting it. In the evening I went for another walk and managed to hit 15,000 steps. My morning walk is an important part of my day, but I still haven't managed to stick to a consistent routine. Even though I walk a lot daily, the lack of a fixed schedule keeps me from feeling fully satisfied. The reason for this is my irregular sleep pattern. Sometimes I go for a walk at 8 AM, and other times at 10 AM. This inconsistency threw off of my rhythm. However, I've decided to make this my next challenge. For the next 30 days I'll wake up at the same time to establish a better routine and make my morning walks a stable habit. The 18th day went great. I walked a new route and time flew by. The weather was pleasant and I even did a few push-ups. My mood was fantastic. After returning home I watched a podcast and had breakfast. Later I moved the lawn, which I'm sure added quite a few steps to my count. By the end of the day I surpassed my usual step count and set a new personal record. On the 19th day, I ran some errands in the morning and then went for a brief walk outside. By the evening, I still had 5,000 steps to go, but as soon as I started my walk, heavy rain began and I got completely soaked. Because of that, I couldn't reach my step goal for the day. Yes, I understand that I've fallen short of the 10,000 step goal a few times, but it's important to note that I still went outside. There were moments when it was physically difficult to meet the target, and I decided not to push myself to the point of harm. The most important thing is that I kept moving and did at least something, maintaining discipline and not letting myself completely give up on being active. The 20th day started with a morning walk, after which I had breakfast and went to a workout. I worked thoroughly on my legs during the session. During these days I had a lot of tasks to handle, so I didn't get to walk as much as I would have liked. One of the days I didn't reach my goal and didn't even hit 10,000 steps, but the next day I managed to meet the required target. Another positive aspect of walking a lot is that you start discovering new cool and beautiful places, allowing you to explore your surroundings more thoroughly. The next 2 days I returned to my usual walking pace, though most of my walks happened in the evening since my days were packed with tasks, and of course it rained every evening. Despite that, I kept reaching for my goal. These days really helped me build discipline, even under less than ideal conditions. During the final days of the experiment, I kept up my activity, even if it didn't always hit a 10,000 step goal. This experience showed me that achieving a perfect result isn't the most important thing. The key is consistency and effort, no matter how small. I realized that patience and self-discipline are crucial elements for reaching any goal. While not every day was perfect, the important thing was to keep moving forward. This not only improved my physical conditions but also strengthen my mental resilience. I can confidently say that I'll continue walking, and in the near future I plan to add running to my routine. I hope I can make it work. And as promised, here's my weight after completing the experiment. Thank you for joining me on this journey. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.